The Importance of Album Covers by OliverC, June 2020. 6 factors that make an album cover good. Imagery, an expectation, the first impression, a statement, the inspiration, and expression. To the right, is my infographic where I list out these 6 factors and also display a nice visual background and 4 albums that I think do a good job in expressing all 6 of these factors. First, we have imagery. It's a visual representation of a collection of audio recordings. It sets the tone and expectation of the album. Good imagery is long-lasting and makes like a purchase of a vinyl worthwhile. To the right, we have Tame Impala. It's very visually appealing and pleasing to look at. It's a good album cover. And to the right of that, it's a good example of a poorly executed album cover. So next we have an expectation. It gives listeners an expectation for what the album may sound like. They give a sneak peek on the feeling, emotion, and purpose that the album holds. Good album covers build anticipation, interest, and desires to listen, just like Nevermind by Nirvana does. It's very unique and captivating, and sure makes me want to listen again. To the right of it, we have Country Church. While I'm very interested to hear what the song is like, I don't think it's a very good example of a good album cover. Next, we have the first impression. The first time a listener views an album cover, they get a sense on whether they enjoy it. So that's based on the uniqueness, relevance, quality, value, visual appeal, tone, and the feelings and emotion that it brings. To the right, the first example is an album by Pink Floyd. It's very mysterious, interesting, and visually appealing. It's very well known to this day. To the right, we have a naked guy holding an accordion, covering up his private parts. It's very disturbing, a pretty bad album cover, I'd say. However, I think it's hysterical. It doesn't have much value or imagery, but it does produce a laugh, which some people may consider that to be a good album cover. A statement / purpose. Good covers enhance the album's purpose. While the cover isn't the main focus, it should still complement the tracks. Just like this Kendrick Lamar album does a great job. It's very powerful and valuable. The album cover fits the track list perfectly. It's a great album, and there's a much deeper message to dive into than just the photo, which is the goal of an album cover. The next we have Vind I Seglin. Yeah, not very good in my opinion. They don't do a very good job with design, and the Photoshop was pretty poor. The inspiration. Some album covers show the inspiration behind the music. The listener joins them in this new world they've created with their music, just like in Travis Scott's Astroworld. It's very interesting and unique. As you can see, the colors pop out. There's so many things going on if you zoom in, and it overall it just takes us into the world he created called Astroworld. Next we have Going Back to Miami. I think he spent too much time with a hairdresser and less time with like a photographer and designer when creating his album cover. I'd say it's pretty bad. So next we have expression. Covers allow the artists to express themselves visually, just like in Kanye's album Ye. On his cover he writes, I hate being bipolar, it's awesome. It's much deeper than just an album cover, but it goes goes into mental disorder, the bipolar disorder, obviously, but lots of his audience can relate to it. So this next one, Ken by request only. Again, he spent too much time with a hairdresser and poor Photoshop, and yeah, pretty disturbing. So I created my own album cover as a result. This is the album cover I created. To the left is the finished product, and the right is the black and white version. I first incorporated clouds and OTR. That was my inspiration. And second, I edited the photo in Photoshop so it would pop out more. Third, I inserted the photo into Illustrator and arranged the photo how I wanted it to be. Then I drew the letters with an iPad instead of just using a font. And then I went back into Photoshop to create a black and white version. So this was my process. Started out with a layout, then here's the handwritten version, then I just put them on top of each other. So thank you for listening. Do you guys think my album cover is good? Have a good summer.